Chapter 6 Legends and Longings. Fluttershy's fatigue was highly noticeable when she came into the dining room for breakfast. Her aunt gaped at the purple bags in her eyes. "Goodness dear!" she exclaimed. "What have you done to your face?" "I didn't sleep well," Fluttershy murmured as she sat down. The cook, Sugar Belle, had made tomato soup to start. Fluttershy sipped it quietly, though her mind wasn't on food. She beat up half the night worrying about the vampire she had encountered. She had managed to get a few hours sleep, only to be plagued with nightmares on said creature. The morning paper Domna, double time says he said newspaper before starlight. She levitated to her eye level to read. She rolled her eyes in boredom as she read the headline. "Another nobody murdered," she groaned as she turned the page. "Oh yes," said Night, glad she took away the empty soup bowls. "Every pony's been talking about it all morning. Apparently, this is the third scientist that has been found dead with 2 puncture wounds to his neck, completely drained of his blood." Flashy dropped her spoon in horror. "Drain of his blood? Really, Night Glider?" Startled huffed. "Is this really a time to be discussed while eating?" "Sorry, Domna," the maid said, bowing her head apologetically before flying to the kitchen. But if Favor brought the second course, scrambled eggs with a side of leeks. Flossie took little interest in her breakfast. In fact, she had quite lost her appetite. Had the vampire chosen to feed on some pony else after letting her go? Had the death of that giant been her fault? Was she next? Flossie had so many questions. If this vampire was coming back, how was she to defend herself? She was a meek little mare. What chance did she have against a 10-foot, bloodthirsty, shape-shifting vampire? After breakfast, she approached Nightglider, since she seemed to know all the gossip. "Vampires?" the maid said, raising an eyebrow. "What do you want to know about vampires?" Flash was about to answer, but then remembered the vampire's wondering if she told anyone. "Oh, she stammered, biting lip. "Just curious." Nightglider shrugged her and said, "Well, ponies in this country have been telling stories about vampires ever since Fleddyhood the Impaler ruled. Maybe even before then, who knows? They only come out at night. You know, because they pretty much burn in sunlight. Some say they have super strength and speed, while they have awesome powers, like the ability to turn to a bat. Do they look unusual in any way?" "Don't know. Never seen a vampire myself. If I did, I'd be dead." She chuckled slightly. "I've heard lots of crazy theories. Some say they look like regular ponies, only more beautiful. That's how they're able to lure their victims in. Others say they're like a hybrid between a bat and a pony. Some even say they have claws, though I don't see how that'll work with hooves." "But do they," Fletcher said nervously, "have horns and paws and lots of other animal body parts?" Nightglider cocked her head. "Haven't heard that one before. But, oh," she rubbed her chin with an interested smile. "That would be scary." "Yes," Fletcher said, shivering at the memory of the creature. "Anyway, are there any ways to protect oneself from vampires?" "Oh, sure, assuming those things exist. Garlic, wooden stakes, luring one into sunlight, forcing them to count seeds." She laughed. "That's a good one." The maid didn't have much else to tell her, so Fletcher just resorted to the mansion library. Unfortunately, because her aunt had picked out most of the books, there was nothing on vampires or urban legends of any kind. At lunch, she decided to ask her aunt permission to go to the town library. "Whatever for?" Charlotte questioned with a raised eyebrow. Fletcher had already prepared her answer. "Since Count Drift will be coming soon, I should like to know more about his family in Bularest, because showing interest in his background would rouse his interest in me." Her aunt smiled in approval. "Good idea, dear, but you need an escort to town. Party, I believe it's your turn." Half an hour later, Fletcher and Party were at the public library. The librarian, a pale yellow unicorn with tangled red and purple hair and spectacles, looked up from a book with a sour expression on her face. "Can I help you?" she said, in an unpleasant tone. "Excuse me, Domini Sora," Fletcher said, looking quickly at the nameplate. "Moondancer, but do you have any books on—" She glanced back at Partyfield before whispering, "Vampires?" Moondancer raised an eyebrow. She had not expected a young noble mare to be interested in so gruesome a subject. However, it was not her place to judge Pony's taste. She pointed to her left. "You'll find them in the mythology section," she replied monotonously. "Thank you," Fletcher said graciously as she headed in the direction indicated. Parfait was confused when he followed his young mistress into the mythology section. "I thought you were reading up on Bularest." Flashlight bit her lip nervously, knowing she couldn't keep the secret for long. I lied." "You what?" the unicorn shrieked. "Shh!" Moon Desert hissed harshly from her desk. Fairy Fever smiled apologetically and turned to whisper to Pegasus. You lied to your aunt? How could you do such a thing? She won't be him when she finds out you... She won't find out, Flush insisted as she put a book on the shelf. She mustn't. But why would you... She sighed and laid her hood on his shoulder. If I could explain to you, I would. But for now, you'll just have to trust me and not break the word of what I'm doing to my aunt. Please, Fairy Fever. Her eyes were so big and pleading that it was impossible to resist. Fairy Fever hung his head with a sigh. Okay, but if we get in trouble for this, don't worry. Flush assured him. I'll tell Maya it was my fault and you were just taking orders from me. After finding a reasonable amount of books, Flush set to work at the desk while Fairy Fever kept a lookout for any pony they knew. One way or another, Flush was going to find out everything she could about that vampire. Vampires never dreamed, so Disco was surprised to find himself in a sunny, grassy meadow. It had to be a dream, or else he'd be a pile of ash by now. He glanced around at the field, his eyes falling upon a group of animals gathered around a mare that had her back to him. She was calling the tiny squirrels, rabbits, chipmunks, and mice, singing a sweet little tune in a melodic voice. It was enough to chant even the vilest of creatures, which was why Disco could not stop himself from walking towards her. The animals scattered when they saw him approach, but not the mare. She turned her head to face him, her gorgeous teal eyes looking with his. He felt a beating inside his chest, something he would never feel when awake. A smile appeared on her delicate yellow face, and she floated to his eye level, her long pink mane falling gently in the breeze. All the breath was taken from him as a soft yellow hoof caressed his cheek. He sighed in satisfaction as he took the hoof in his claw and leaned into her touch. He found himself staring into her eyes again. You're so beautiful, he whispered, reaching out to brush her mane behind her ear. The mare giggled, lifting her other hoof to his face. I'm also yours, as you are mine, for all eternity. Her eyes closed as she brought his face closer to her lips. This girl woke with a start, and would have fallen out of his casket had it not been sealed. He rubbed his eyes to reflect on his face for a stream. His old master said meeting his mate would cause such things. Every time he closed his eyes, he would see the young Pegasus mare. He had only known him for a minute, and yet she had already bewitched him. It's like a plague, the words of his old master echoed in his head. A plague you never want to be cured of. You'll start dreaming for the first time in your vampire life, and you'll dream of only her. You'll never want for another, where she is destined to be your one true love. Disco looked over at the empty space beside him. It wasn't so hard to picture the perfect female now that he had seen her. He imagined her lying next to him, her host stroking his face as she had done in his dream. He imagined taking her in his arms and feeling her warmth against his chest. He imagined running his fingers through her mane, taking in its silky texture. He imagined her eyes making contact with his, completely devoid of fear. She would smile at him, nuzzle him, show him how much He shook his head and snapped out of his daydream.